Good evening and welcome. You're watching Trending Tonight. There's an important development that has taken place today. In an attempt to restore history, 102 years after it happened, the government announced that it is going for a drive to give Jallianwala Bagh Memorial some sort of restoration. But then there became an exercise in criticism, because there were many people who said that this is not really restoration, this is renovation, that you have lost the essence of Jallianwala Bagh. It was supposed to be a place for mourning, not a picnic or a tourist hotspot, which it has been made into. Is that really the case? Because the opinion seems to be divided on this front. The Jallianwala Bagh Memorial, the restoration versus distortion debate, historians are up in arms, some of them even asking questions. This agency which was used, which historian did they consult? So we'll try to get as many answers as we can with the help of this broadcast. Is it really just restoration, and is it good? Because in the Congress also you see a division. Captain Amrinder Singh is saying something else, Rahul Gandhi saying something else. Or is this actually a distortion of history? That we have, in an attempt to beautify, distorted history and not restored history. That debate begins now. I would like to welcome our guest, Professor Chaman Lal. He's a retired professor at the Jawaharlal Nehru University, also advisor to Bhagat Singh Archives and Resource Center, Delhi Archives. We have Tehseen Poonawalla, is a political analyst, is also with us. Thank you very much, Tehseen. In just a short moment, we'll have all our other guests also joining us. Professor Chaman Lal, we'll begin with you first. What's your main objection? Because, you know, the government says, and now Captain Amrinder Singh also feels, that this was long overdue, that you had to restore a bit of history after 102 years. An attempt has been made, and this is a welcome step. Are you anti-restoration, or what's your main concern?
You see, Sanket, let me put the things in perspective into 3 points. Number one, this is a sort of historic and iconic place which needs restoration any point of time, whenever there is need for it. But most importantly, the place which was in 13th April 1919, whatever happened that day, it was the most cruel event of that time. It caused such pain and anguish that Jallianwala Bagh has become a phrase. Any repression, even after 1991, any repression is always called Ek aur Jallianwala, Ek aur Jallianwala, which means it has the most central phrase in Indian society against police repression or against state repression. Now, that place belonged to a person, Jallianwala. That's why it's called Jallianwala. It was a small place. It was not such a beautiful place like it looks like today. It was a place where people used to come and sometimes sit, farmers or rural people used to come. And also during freedom struggle, all political meetings were held. And Dr. Satyapal and Dr. Kichlu, the most famous freedom fighters from Amritsar, they used to call meetings here. Now, this place has become, you know, after 47, I think during British time, nothing was done to it. But its monumental, you know, phase came after 1951. Now, the Congress government also did change the original shape of the place. And they also did some sort of renovation. But actually, I haven't seen it prior to 1951 or 1960. After 1960, I have seen it many times. Last time I had visited in 2018, when one gallery was already there, and this Udham Singh statue was already placed. That time also it has become a little bit of Gaudi. Well, it was not looking that kind of place where you know. Now, number one, the place should have been restored to as much as possible, more than 90%, to the original structure. Restoration means the structure has to be strengthened by technical means, by chemical means, technical means. Intech used to do this earlier. Many places, Intech, INTSC, they used to do it. Then they restored places in a proper fashion. But now it is no restoration. It has become renovation. Now, number one, this small, this was such a small place that there was only one gate. And in that one gate, there was a narrow path. Now, that narrow path gives you a sense of the place also. There were houses behind where the shots have been, identified. Now, second thing, how you have created galleries there. Now, those galleries are absolutely, killing the distortion. I'll tell you 3 iconic heroes of not only Punjab, but now all over India. Bhagat Singh, Udham Singh, and Kartar Singh Sardar. Now, Bhagat Singh and Udham Singh had a special place in this Jallianwala Bagh. Jallianwala Bagh because Udham Singh shot Michael O'Dwyer. So his statue is put there. And since Bhagat Singh was hero of Udham Singh as well as hero of everyone, so they had a special section Bhagat Singh. Both Bhagat Singh and Udham Singh, their faces have been totally distorted. They are not real faces. I have sent you on your WhatsApp 4 real photographs of Bhagat Singh as well as...
No, you're talking about the audio-visual presentation.
I have not seen audio-visual presentation.
Okay.
But I have seen the pictures. Pictures, Bhagat Singh's, turban has been shown not only as yellow, completely separate turban. In his whole life, he didn't wear any turban than white turban. White turban was the only thing he used to wear. Now, this has been totally distorted. Their facial figures have been totally distorted. Neither Udham Singh nor all governments are responsible by that. Because what they do in advertisements on Bhagat Singh Day or Udham Singh Day, they give a painting-based picture of Bhagat Singh which has a yellow turban. Now, which is a false face. You can have a good painting, but you cannot change the face. Bhagat Singh and Udham Singh's face has been totally disfigured.
And you're saying that this same thing continues even now. This distortion continues. And I think and it's a fair assessment. You're saying that many governments have done that. It's not just this government.
From 70s onward. Let me tell you, there was one statue of Bhagat Singh put up at Khatkat Kala, his ancestral village, nearby place, town. The first statue was put up with a hat. Later on, when this identity politics started, that first statue was put up in presence of Bhagat Singh younger brother, Kultar Singh, who was also a minister in UP at some time from Saharanpur. Now, that statue was taken away and then a turban statue was put there, which was very unaesthetic and very ugly also. I have seen that statue. Now, this is creating in our heroes ugliness on their face.
Absolutely.
Bhagat Singh
I get the point that you're making, Professor Chaman Lal. Do stay on with us. Kishwar Desai is also now with us. I want to know from you, Ms. Desai, what do you make of what has happened? I mean, this has irked historians here in India. They feel that this is a distortion and not necessarily a restoration. And I think one of the criticism that one can see is that Jallianwala Bagh should not be converted into some sort of a tourist spot where people come to enjoy. This is not a place for enjoyment, but a place for remorse.
Yes, thank you for that. I have not seen the renovated Jallianwala Bagh, so I can only comment based on the photographs that have been sent across to me and some of the worrisome comments one can see on Twitter. But I would like to say that, we had campaigned for many years, for almost 3 years, before the work began at Jallianwala Bagh, that we needed to have a proper restoration done to the Bagh. But our idea of restoration was somewhat different to what I can see that is now happening. Especially, I think I have been heartbroken since the morning regarding that narrow gully through which General Dyer walked. As you may know, our trust has done a lot of research on the issue. I have even written a book about this, and we have tried to do exhibitions all over the world to raise awareness about what exactly happened at Jallianwala Bagh, because a lot of facts, I think Professor Chaman Lal is very correct, had been distorted. Not just photographs, but even facts had been hidden for a long time from all of us, which is why the history of Jallianwala Bagh taught in our schools is just one tiny paragraph. But let me now talk a little bit about this gully, which has really depressed me since the morning, because, you know, this was a very simple commemorative aspect of the Bagh. This is where the martyrs walked through, and this is where General Dyer also followed them with guns and then shot them so mercilessly. This was one of the very few areas in the Bagh, because of the constant renovation by various politicians, that was still left the way it was, more or less. I would say it had still been tampered, but more or less it was there. You could feel the breath of the martyrs. When you walk through, I would get emotional when I would walk through, because I would imagine what they were like, trapped inside that, you know, once they went through this narrow path. What has happened now, you know, with this, with these sculptures? The sculptures, firstly, are not at all representative even of the people who were there. They were certainly not smiling, laughing like has been shown. In fact, it is a well-documented fact that the curfews and the kind of backlash from the British in Amritsar had already started 3 days before the massacre took place. So, you know, this is also a kind of a very facile way of treating history, showing women and girl children. In fact, in all our research, we have gone through all the documents, and we have not been able to find any girl child that was present there. If the corpses even do not reflect that. So, you know, there is a kind of mythification of history which is taking place here, especially when you cover up the walls. I mean, how could they cover the walls? This is really heartbreaking. And then inside, we had already, in our campaign to get the Jallianwala Bagh restored, we had never ever visualized more buildings, more structures. Because if you look at the original photographs of Jallianwala Bagh, you will see that it was barren land. There was nothing there. There was not even a plant growing there. It was undulating land. It was 5 feet below the street level. Now what has happened with this constant renovation is that we're finding the level of the Bagh is going up. And what is frightening is that the bullet holes, which were so important to the history of the Bagh, the bullet holes have now got more or less covered up, the ones which were below. If you remember, the martyrs were seeking to somehow escape, and many of them were piled up at the bottom of the walls. Many of the walls, and I have seen this with my own eyes, we've done a lot of research around the Bagh. We've been house to house, mapping all the people, talking to the people who remember what is the history, what do they know about the Bagh. So I think for us to see this kind of constant renovation is not a good idea. I would still think it's not too late. This is something that, and it should be done speedily before we lose more of the historical.
Okay, so I think that's an important point you're making. Kishwarji, you're basically saying that this restoration that has been done or renovation that has been done should be restored back to what it was. At least don't distort further. That's the important point that you're making. Mr. Manjeet Rai.
No, I'm saying restored to the original. I'm not saying restored to that garden that it was. That was what used to disturb us. Every time we went there, we saw this pretty little garden with, you know, people sitting around having picnics and lots of chips thrown around the place. This is what we had objected to and said that it needs to be.
And you feel that now with this renovation, this is only going to increase. Of course, the footfall has increased. So whatever the intention may have been of the government to apprise people of history, but the end result will be something different. Manjeet Rai, would you want to come in? Do you see the response of Kishwarji as well as Professor Chaman Lal, what they're saying? Do you
Yes,
think this
of course.
this should be, first of all, I think the most important point that I've been able to gather from their conversation is that who advised you on history? Would you like to tell us?
Let me know. I want to tell that this is the small gully street. The whole people are focusing on that issue only, and nothing has been changed except this street. This street is you are seeing the windows and the there is jalism, and that is which happened more than 100 years. And they made some sculptures and the roof on the top of the. When the people enter,
That's exactly what these people are calling a distortion, because
No,
you know
this is not
the original
distortion.
nature of that gully is now
when
gone.
when we entered, all these sculptures, I think, are related to the people of who have
Which has also
sacrificed
been
there.
put to dispute by Kishwarji. If you
But
hear
this
what
is not-
Ms.
this is
Kishwar
not
Ahluwalia has
dispute.
to say, she says that is not how people were. That's why I'm asking you, would you like to tell us who are
we
the
have
advisors?
documented proof.
I'm sure somebody must have advised you. Some historians must have advised you. Surely the government wouldn't have just gone about renovating. Tehseen Poonawalla, do you want to come in?
I do. There are a couple of things I agree and completely concur with Kishwar that 3 days before the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, there was a massive curfew. In fact, it was on the call, including of Mahatma Gandhi, that people had come there to protesting against the leaders who were arrested. So there was no celebration of people coming in, celebrating that they were there for a light and sound show of 28 minutes as put by the Honorable Prime Minister's party. They were there to protest against the arrest of their leaders, which was done against the Rowlatt Act. Just a sideshow. The Rowlatt Act called for imprisonment of political prisoners without a trial and without judicial review. Every single political party in India, except for the political party that the BJP has emerged out of, opposed this act, except for that political party, that is the Hindu Mahasabha. They supported it. Now let's come back to this. You see this lane that is coming on the screen, this lane. This is where people also were entering from. There was a general diary. There's also people trying to escape. Now by putting those doors there, by putting that roof there, this looks like an entry to a 5-star hotel. People were not there for a lunch. People were not there for a conference. People were not there for a Make in India. People were there to protest against the leaders, which did not include RSS people,
Okay.
for the record, to protest against that.
Okay.
You've taken that away. One more thing. All the figures that have been depicted there is no historical evidence. There was no lotus pond there. And the well has been covered by a glass sort of structure. Now, this well is very important because Sanket, when I had gone to
Transparent, if I may add.
transparent structure. Transparent, I'm sorry, but transparent. But Sanket, when I had gone to Jallianwala Bagh and I burst out crying there, I remember my father took me there as a child because my father told me how people had even jumped into that well to escape those bullets. You've covered that. The depth is gone. How will people realize that the massacre that happened there? And a lotus pond for what? Was it a picnic spot out there? So there is no historical evidence. They've converted this into a 5-star resort.
Okay.
5-star resort.
Sanjay Jha, you know, there is also.
that is not.
Okay,
resort.
Manjeet ji, I'm going to
First
come
of
back to
that
you.
is-
One
that is
moment.
not
Sanjay Jha has not
resort.
spoken. One moment. Let me go to him. Sanjay, the
I
question:
object this.
do you think that the government must come clean on who advised them, and do you necessarily think that this could be some design or some deliberate attempt to distort, or a genuine attempt to restore, but a restoration, according to a few people, gone wrong? I want to know your assessment.
Sanket, it's about time we bite the bullet on Mr. Modi's government. Tampering and erasing history has been one of their key obsessions. The RSS is doing it in schools. And if you recently saw the Indian Council of Historical Research, a poster on the freedom fighters of India, did not have Pandit Nehru, but it had Vinayak Damodar Savarkar on it. You know, this is, remember the fundamental point. We cannot ignore the primal reality that the RSS, the Sangh Parivar, the Janasangh, BJP today, they had no role in India's freedom struggle. So what do they try and do?
What is the role of
by
RSS
by
in
actually
this
airbrushing
issue?
something here, by making this razzmatazz. I don't call this a ministry of culture. This is the Ministry
Sanjay ji,
of
what is the
Philistine.
role of RSS on
This
this
is the
issue?
Ministry of Philistine. Mr. Manjit Rai, just hear me out. Don't interrupt me. I never.
Please
interrupt
allow
you.
Sanjay to speak.
Let's demonstrate some grace here. This is the Ministry of Philistine. This is what I call as vulgarity. I am so fortunate that I went to Amritsar and I have been there and seen the original. When I watch this, I see it's a travesty of history, because I think, as both Kishwar and I think Mr. Lal correctly pointed out, I mean, you can imagine the anguish of people who genuinely have an empathy with India's history. This is a freedom struggle, for God's sake. I'll give you one example, Sanket. I have been to a couple of concentration camps, the German concentration camps in Europe, because I
do
have
give
read
us an
a lot
example,
of that history.
because
So
I want to know the global
but
example
I just
here.
want to make one point. What stands out there is stark. It's simple. It's solemn. There is certain sacrosanct, shall we say, solitude there when you go. Nobody celebrates the death of innocent Jews that happened. And when you look at what happened at Jallianwala Bagh, it's a monumental tragedy, because people just died because you had a man who was intent on a massacre. To try and make that into some kind of a festival, as Mr. L.K. Advani called of Mr. Modi, the world's greatest event manager, I think is insulting the contributors who fought for India's freedom struggle.
Okay. Last comment, Ms. Kishwar Desai.
Yeah, I am not going to subscribe to this political kind of spin that is being given to Jallianwala Bagh. I do not believe that this was originally intended. This renovation, as you said very rightly, is probably a renovation gone wrong. It was meant to be a restoration, and that is why I think it can still be rectified. I think the people were badly advised. That is a different aspect altogether. And yes, let us take some solace from the fact that most of us on this panel and also outside well recognize the importance of Jallianwala Bagh and why it should be a somber site. It should be a solemn site. I think this is what we are all agreed upon. And we should try and request the government and the Prime Minister if something can be done about it, because we certainly cannot leave it just like this. We need to make it a somber, solemn place. As has already been said, like when we go to the Holocaust Museum, you are in tears. And what does it show? It is just very stark. They make you feel like that you're in a picnic spot. And this is what we had objected to in the first place. This is what it used to be. And we are very worried.
Sanket, I need one line. Just one
Let's
line.
just hope. I've run out of time,
Just
Tehseen,
one
very
line.
quickly.
Just give me one line.
Very quickly.
Yeah. The persons who advised the Archaeological Survey of India was a firm from Gujarat that is known to be very close to the political dispensation. They seem to have no historical knowledge or historical
I think the one thing that has emerged very clearly over here, as I thank all our guests this evening, is who were the historians who were advising the team that was in charge of this restoration process. Can that team come clean on who were those historians? Can we know their names? Then we can ask them these questions. And if there were no historians consulted, then there lies the problem. You tried to renovate this, whereas what was required was a restoration. Good night.